Hello everybody, welcome to BrickVault. This custom Lego build has a unique look and feel to it that I haven't come across in quite a long time. Now, I'm obviously not talking about the ship itself. The designer Fly in Space has put together this amazing little nanofig scale version of the Crest. For such a recent ship design in the overall timeline of the Star Wars universe, it's quickly becoming one of the most beloved ships amongst the fandom, and that is definitely including us here in the studio. This is the third custom model we've built, and we'll probably make a micro version someday as well. It's hard to describe, though, just how different this build is on the outside and inside. I'm hoping that the subtle, sharp angles of this not-so-large model are popping out to you in a wholly different way, because the rest of this video is going to be jumping into just what makes this model stand out. Now, before I jump into the details, I do want to say first that if you are at all interested in building this model for yourself, the instructions can be found at our web store, brickvault.toys. Included with this purchase is the PDF step-by-step building guide and a digital parts list for quickly uploading and ordering all the pieces you will need to make the build happen. Like all creations in the web store, the instructions have been troubleshot and tested to make the build go smoothly, and getting instructions is a great way to help support what we do here at the channel, and it also helps support the awesomely talented designers that we work with, like Fly in Space, who has built the Imperial Star Destroyer Torment, as well as the equally intricate Venator Negotiator. You can click that link in the description below if you want to get started with a custom build of your own. And now I'm going to do my best to try and describe this complex nanofig scale Razor Crest and what makes it just a little bit different. Also, I do say nanofig scale, but Fly does describe this as a nanofig plus a plate scale, if you want to be perfectly accurate here. And then the casual, more colloquial term that we like to use is Midi scale, as in a combination between mid-sized and mini-size. Okay, when I saw the designer's first images of this unique build style, it almost didn't compute the combination of no studs plus accurate angles and proportions, while also being just so small, had me incredibly curious how it all came together. And once I started building this, everything clicked. And by clicked, I mean pinched, slid, wedged, pushed, and nestled together. The internals of the Razor Crest here are complicated, to say the least. The designer takes advantage of the roller skate side studs, or mixel bars and jumpers and brackets and hinges in compact and unconventional ways that allow for small, smooth shapes of the ship to marry up together so close and uninterrupted. It is an impressive feat, and I think the final results speak for themselves. The slight angles of the tail pinched together, with each curve being accurately accounted for. The same can be said for the wide variety of small intersections in the front by the nose and cockpit. It's simply an exercise in detail and refinement that cannot be understated. It's a model with so many important, precise connections that if Fly in Space, the designer, had not developed such a thorough and well-defined set of instructions, I might have deemed this just simply too complex and too unreasonable to ask another builder to follow along. The small scale only compounds just how important each tiny angle needs to be in order for the shape of this ship to look just right, and Fly in Space went to great lengths to make sure that each step had tons of visuals, lots of feedback, so you weren't left guessing how certain assemblies and sub-assemblies are supposed to look and feel as the build progresses. In this sense, more than any other, during the build, it really felt custom putting it together. It really didn't feel like you're putting a regular Lego set or a slightly more complex than normal Lego set together. In this model, the bricks do really feel like they are getting used in ways that are very much off the beaten path in terms of what they are normally utilized for. Now, with great strength comes great responsibility, and with a very detailed, well-refined Lego model at a small size comes well, the potential for delicacy. That is certainly the case here. This model is by far a display piece. That isn't to say that it's going to fall apart when you touch it, but there are enough little subtle angles of the Razor Crest here that if you start messing around with it and touching it in certain ways, that you will bend little bits slightly out of place. So for the most part, I just handle it from the bottom and pretty much nowhere else. By the way, that coincides with the functions of the model. It doesn't open up or transform in any way, but you can attach bottom landing gear and take it off of the stand if you prefer. These pieces are 100% weight bearing. You can slide the model around, and that is essentially it. You have the two different display options, one where it is landed and one where it is flying on this slightly canted stand. So that is essentially it for this Lego creation. The designer, I think, is really onto something with this nanofig scale build style, and I hope, as an experienced Lego builder, that I get to see how he tackles other ships with the same build approach in the future, because it really felt different for me. It works great as a display piece because it's not too big for a shelf or a desk, but you do get all the benefits of the high quality detail. And I will leave you with this. At the beginning of the video, I said I saw images first of his unique build style, but that was not actually of the Razor Crest. He is certainly working on other models as well with a similar design aesthetic. Remember, if you do want to build this model for yourself, the instructions can be found at our web store, brickvault.toys, linked in the description. As always, what other types of builds would you like to see in the future? Remember, if you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, or share, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.